Truckers X TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of Triangle Strategy. In the previous episode, we completed A Land of Snow and Ice. Today's episode, we're going to keep on going with the story. I am not sure if the story will follow back into the place it was, even though we got two different characters for a different character from each story. So we'll see what's up.
His diplomatic visit as Lord of the House complete, Serenoa returns to the Wolfort domain.
If you hype today's episode, make sure to like button to support this channel.
Safely within Glenbrook, Roland and Huette retire to Whitehome in the Crown City. Alas, there is no time for rest in House Wolfort, as Serenoa soon finds himself swept up in preparations for his wedding to Frederica. Dragan, meanwhile, presides over the blasting of a new tunnel at the Grand Norzellian mines.
That should be the end of that bothersome bedrock. Investigate it at once.
What in the name of iron?
What is it? Do we require more explosives?
No, Lord Dragan. You best come see for yourself.
What the? It couldn't be.
Did he discover the Fire Emblem or what?
That settles the wedding program, then. We still must decide upon the wedding dress, however.
Not we, Benedict. Surely the lady herself must decide. What do you desire, Frederica?
Well... Hadn't you mentioned wanting to dress in the Rosellan custom for the ceremony?
Then you'd best ask the Roselle about that. There's a Rosellan village here in the domain. I'm sure they'd make you a dress, if you asked.
But what of the other nations in attendance? Surely Hyzant would not look kindly upon it. Lord Simon, is it true that you assisted the Roselle who fled Hyzant during the war, and that you then granted them asylum here?
Aye, that is how the Roselle came to live within our domain.
It was a source of great tension, but in the end, Lord Simon's perseverance prevailed, and a group of Roselle found new homes here. To this day, the Holy State demands they be returned to Hyzant, citing their goddess's teachings as justification.
The roots of the conflict run deep. Nevertheless, it is our duty to protect those who we have sworn to take under our wing. Should you choose to dress in the Rosellan custom, we shall stand behind you every step of the way.
Is that so? Then... I see not how I could refuse such a kindness.
I shall accompany you to the village. To tell the truth, I have never been there myself. It would be a good opportunity to get to know them, to strengthen our bonds.
As is your duty, my son.
Rosellan custom it is, then. Let us depart at once to make the request.
Aye, all of us. Ooh, I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Alright, let's go check it out. The Rosellan Village, here we go. At the same time, we might figure out what's going on with Draken. Rosellans.
Greetings and welcome, Lord Serenoa and Lady Frederica. My name is Jerome. I bid you welcome on behalf of the Roselle. And congratulations on your engagement, as well as assuming lordship of your house.
You have my gratitude. We hope you will continue to lend your support to House Wolford.
You have my word. I owe your Lord Father a great debt. Though even were that not the case, you are engaged to one of our own in Lady Frederica. Few things could bring us more joy. We shall make the finest dress you have ever seen.
On that subject, I have one humble request. I would like to incorporate this pendant into the design.
The pendant you're never without.
'Tis one of a kind, left to me by my late mother. She was one of the Rosellan refugees who fled Hyzant during the war and found her way to Esfrost. In a twist of fate, she fell in love with the former Archduke, and thus was I born. In secret, of course. After I was born, she was sent back to Hyzant, where she met her end.
I see why it never leaves you. Pray fashion the dress in this pendant's image.
It shall be done, my lord. Let us delay no further. Lady Frederica, please step inside, that we may take your measurements.
Thank you kindly.
The measurements may take some time, Lord Serenoa. Perhaps you'd care to take a stroll and see the village while you wait.
I'd very much like that. Thank you.
Perhaps I'll have a look around the village and get to know its people while they're taking their measurements. If anything, if the other side of the story is the same as this, then we can just skip cut it. The only thing important is just any specific dialogue that there is. Your hair certainly does make you stand out, my lord. We don't get many visitors to our fair village. We must make sure to look around. Well, I'll talk to you in a bit. Lord Simon offered us his protection without a word about our origins or our troubled history. His generosity is boundless, and I fear we shall never repay it. Instead, I simply pray that our village remains protected. I bear a great responsibility to these people. It falls to me to keep their land free from harm, no matter what the cost. Oh man, what's everyone doing here? The Roselle share a portion of forest bounty with House Wolford each year as thanks for the safekeeping. Their quality pelts and fresh food make for a significant portion of House Wolford's capital. Alright. More of these historic notes. I am eternally grateful to House Wolford. We would not be alive today if not to the protection. As a steward of this village, I pray we can work together to ensure our lasting peace. I couldn't believe my eyes when the Roselle arrived in the Ments. During the Salt Iron War, I'd never seen anyone so downtrodden. Moves to my core to see them thriving in peace times. After all, they went through. Now we just gotta keep them safe. I regret to say this is my first time visiting Rosellan Village. I'm happy to see that they've flourished under Lord Simon's protection these last 30 years. Alrighty then. Though it's only my first visit. Oh wait, we've already been through here. Alrighty then, let's go somewhere else. Leave. Though we may be under House Wolford's protection, we dare not leave the village. The goddess, what? The goddess faithful will haul us straight back to the source if they catch sight of us. I'll be needing those. Cat, what's up? We play together almost every day. Today we're climbing the ladder of the roof and playing lookouts. Aww. Look every crook and cranny, but I can't do that unless I get down from there. I go through here, I go through there. I pray today's hunt goes well. I love to fetch a fine pelt for House Wolford. Before anything else, we should restock on stuff because during that previous battle, I got so heated with the way we progress. I'm assuming she's doing her measurements in there, so that's a no-go. We've made our home here in the valley in the hopes we not be discovered. Use the lay of our land to our advantage like that. In case we come here for a battle. Got it. Recovery pellet. I take those. We must be strong and vigilant if we are to maintain the peace we have to enjoy it on these lands. Alright. Anything important here? Okay, we've been through there. Let's talk to the guys. We came to this land in the midst of the Salt Island War desperate to escape Hyzen's extraordinary cruelty. Your father then granted us Aslam in our hour of need, shielding us from further something. I would have done the same. We have the duty to help those in need. I pray that day soon comes when you no longer require protection, are free to live your lives unfiltered. And I intend to honor that. Let us work together and make this land a prosperous land for your people. Let me see. Shielding us from further harm. I don't know. As do I, yet I hear whispers that Hyzen demands our return. I tell you now, the teachings of their beloved goddess hide untold amounts of cruelty. Will not survive if we go back there. I pray for the future you speak of, but I know better than to bitterly assume it will arrive on its accord. Father granted the Roselle Aslam of our lands. Though they once hailed from Hyzen, they are now as much as part of a Wolford demesne as anyone else. It's no fun staying in the village all the time. I want to go play somewhere else. But Mother gets mad at me if I go too far. You'll be venture further afield when you're older, and when that day comes, I'll show you both around the demesne myself. But there's plenty of fun to have here. I'm sure your mother would be pleased if you took up hunting or fishing. But I don't want to be in this village forever. Don't despair, my child. You'll be able to leave the village soon enough, and your mother will with you. If you say so, it would be nice to go on a trip with her once it's safe. We'll just be a bit longer taking Frederica's measurements. Please have a look around the village in the meantime. Okay, so in the meantime... encampment. So I don't think we went through it, but we learned how to evolve all that. Hey, buddy! A tavern encampment, huh? Suppose I should have expected much from one of the high houses. I'm still not comfortable here, but it beats sticking at Asfrost. Thanks again for picking a cur like me. We smugglers repay our debts with hard work. You'll not see me shying away from our next fight. Yeah, we need to grind you up. Okay, this is the one where I need to do our thing, right? To level up. Trade post. Trade post operates not on coin, but kudos. These kudos can be exchanged for all sorts of items, blah blah blah. Oh, let's see. We got 69 of that. But we cannot promote the class until they're at a certain level, which kind of sucks. Because we cannot promote this guy until level 10, which sucks. And we need a Medal of Bravery. What can we get? Okay, I could probably scoop one of these up. If I only got half. What's worth more, having all these up? Give it to you. We just need more money, that's it. What are you? Well, if it is, welcome to the Catman Tavern. Blah blah. Now mock battles. We get actual rewards for this? Alright. Blacksmith, huh? How much? Just strengthen me up, Chief. How much does it cost? 500? Say less. Give me the next guy. We need a stone? Oh god. We got the money, but we need the materials for it. Got it. That just sucks. But how do we get more materials? Find in the shop. How do we get more money for said shop? Well, battle more, play more. I think that's everything we can look around, so conclude exploration.
Do you understand just how dangerous it is for a young prince to go gallivanting off on a whim?
Punish me if you will. But if I hadn't gone gallivanting, I never would have learned the state of things outside our own kingdom.
Oh? Well, if you are so interested in international affairs, then I have a fitting role for you to play. You will oversee the Grand Norzellian mines.
Father, it would be a privilege.
I fear that punishment would provoke no reflection, and so I would rather put your energies to work for the kingdom.
I shan't let you down, Father.
I am not blind to your feelings, my son. I understand that my methods vex you. Nevertheless, I ask that you stay out of harm's way, and give me no reason to worry.
Of course.
Mining is grueling, thankless work. Show the miners the appreciation they deserve.
I shall. You have my word.
The necessary provisions have been arranged, Your Highness. You are to deliver them to Dragan.
Father, may I bring Lord Wolfort? It is his job to oversee the operation after all. And his closeness with Dragan may engender goodwill.
I know you trust him a great deal, Roland. But I would remind you that his betrothal now binds him to Esfrost. You would do well to be wary of any move he or his house might make.
So you share Franny's views on the matter. Nevertheless, Serenoa is a friend I could never hope to replace. A friend I trust no matter your opinion of him.
Concerning words, Your Highness, House Wolfort must be subject to the same scrutiny as any other.
Roland.
Bring these tidings to Gustadolf at once. Is that everyone? Good. I have important news for all of you. What you see before you is to be seized by the Duchy of Esfrost. You shall not speak of this beyond those in present company. Any who do will be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
But, Lord Dragan, are not the resources we mine destined to be shared among nations?
This matter is not up for debate. A discovery of this magnitude could reshape all of Norzelia. And so I ask this of you. Stand with me, as I lead this great realm into a new era.
You risk much giving us these orders. I shall do exactly as you say.
I thank you. I have already sent the Archduke a letter informing him of our find. When I am appointed Prime Minister, I promise to reward you all handsomely for delivering me such a boon.
You are to be Prime Minister?
Or Ambassador to Glenbrook, perhaps. Time will tell. Either way, with this I shall make my mark. And do what neither Father nor Gustadolf ever could.
What news from Dragan, dear brother?
I never dreamt our hypothesis would prove true.
So you take him at his word?
I have no choice. The spy I sent to shadow him corroborates his report.
And? What are his demands?
He wishes to be named Prime Minister in exchange for secreting it away to Esfrost. Negotiations with Glenbrook are in the offing, should I refuse.
So he means to threaten you?
He is stronger than I believed him to be. Certainly what he has uncovered is worth the price he asks. What would you do, were you me?
Keep the secret safe, naturally. Did you not send a spy for this very reason? Surely expected this would happen.
I did, and they have been issued emergency orders.
Then leave the rest to me. I shall depart at once.
How fortunate I am to have a brother who knows me so well. Ah, Dragan, you will rue the day you dared place Glenbrook beside me on the scales of your feeble judgment. I hand down the orders. Yield or be crushed beneath my heel.
The dress measurements are finished at last. I applaud your patience.
Is it exactly as you hoped?
It is indeed. I can hardly wait to see it finished.
I am glad to hear it.
There you are.
Prince Roland. And Huette besides. What brings you here?
We were looking for you.
We inquired around Castle Wolfort and heard you all had come here.
Has something happened?
Father has asked me to keep watch over the mines. Won't you join me?
You scarcely need ask, of course.
A wise course of action, seeing as you will be overseeing the mining operations.
And we can present Dragan with the gifts we procured abroad.
A fine opportunity to get to know the man better. He is quite talented, is he not?
He is a man with grand visions for the future, that much is certain. I shall tell you more of him along the way.
Then let us waste not one moment more. To the mines!
I'll have the dress ready in time for the ceremony, my lord.
You have my thanks, Jerome.
Serenoa and Frederica journey to the Rosellan village so she may be fitted for her wedding gown. The young lord gains an unexpected moment of quietude while he waits. However, Roland soon arrives with orders from King Regna to inspect the Grand Norzellian mines, where Dragan has made great progress.
How will Gustadolf respond to my offer? I should think there's but one logical answer. Should he refuse for some reason, I will need Father's aid. I must apprise him of the situation.
Lord Dragan, Prince Roland is here from the Crown City.
What's this? Prince Roland and my friends of House Wolfort. To what do I owe the honor?
Apologies for the sudden nature of our visit, Dragan. I have come on Father's orders to offer our sincere gratitude, as well as to observe the mining operation.
Splendid! The miners will no doubt be heartened by your Highness's presence.
Does the mining continue apace?
Indeed it does. There are no problems to report. And what of your trip abroad, Lord Serenoa?
It was most enlightening indeed. We even brought something for you. I do hope it's to your liking.
Authentic as frosty cheese. One of my favorites.
We thought you might be in need of a taste of your homeland after so much time away.
I have visions of this cheese in my sleep. You have no idea how happy this makes me.
It is enough to see you happy.
I am glad our deliberations were not in vain.
Dragan, I believe it was you who said the future is in the hands of the Ardent Youth. We are of like mind. Let us shape the future together.
Indeed. That future is close at hand. I suspect we will reach across the border and ask for your cooperation in due course.
And I shall gladly assent.
Yes, we eagerly await your offer. Now then, I was thinking I might examine the quarry.
Wait, Your Highness! One of the tunnels caved in but a few days ago. I would advise against entering just now.
Did you not assure us moments ago that the mining continues apace?
The miners are working to repair the damage as we speak. It is simply too soon to allow you inside.
Was it caused by a blast?
It was, in fact. We were perhaps a bit overzealous in attempting to remove some of the bedrock.
I'd no idea your explosives were so powerful. How do you make them anyway?
I would love to tell you, Your Highness, but I'm afraid we must keep some of our secrets. What I can say is that salt is a vital ingredient.
Surely you jest.
I thought you'd be surprised. I could scarcely believe it myself at first. A gargantuan tome in the archives opened my eyes to the many uses for salt, beyond seasoning our daily dishes. And now I pass what I've learned to you, Lord Serenoa, as a token of my gratitude for your visit.
The power of salt.
'Tis a compendium of my research on the uses of salt. I encourage you to peruse it at your leisure.
I most certainly shall. 'Tis a most valuable gift.
Fascinating indeed. I too would like to read it when you are through, my lord.
I look forward to hearing your impressions.
At any rate, I see the sun hangs low. Shall we save a tour of the mine for the morrow?
Yes, perhaps that would be best.
Yes, of course. I shall prepare entertainment and lodgings for your party at once.
The mines appear to be operating apace. Perhaps I'll survey the operation more closely until my bedding is ready. I've come to deliver lunch to my husband and fellow miners. They eat like horse, and yet I still manage to make too much. Asfrost is hard at work building a rail car that will transport the ore we take from the mines. Can you imagine how much more efficient that will make the process? I never expected Prince Roland and the Lord of House Wolfort himself would grace us with their presence. 'Tis truly an honor. I thank you for making the journey. It gladdens me to see the healthy contingents of miners from the duchy alongside your brother from Glenbrook. I was right to come with you. I do believe we succeeded in lowering Dragan's guard. What? I'll take those. We'll be sending the iron we mine here to the consortium. They'll want to account for it all, as do with salt and all else. The mine here is under the jurisdiction of Cloris. Never met a thing he couldn't sell that one. Alrighty then. Lord Dragon's father, Minister Savgrad, is a capable man as the Archduke himself. By all rights, he should be the nation's prime minister, and yet he's performing glorified border duty in the middle of nowhere. I can't imagine he's happy about it. Alrighty then. Okay, we already went through that one. We don't need to talk again. We mustn't been in a hard hurry to get here. The roads to the mine aren't exactly well worn. Watch your steps as you return home, my lord. Okay, talk to that guy in a bit. We can't go through there for some reason. Take those. We're paid for the iron we mine, so I better break off a big chunk of ore, or better yet, find a rich vein. It's hard labor mining. I'll tell ye, I do see a man here I wouldn't want for my own army if it came to it. I've been teaching the others what I gleaned from all the reading I did in the archives. We'll master the Isle's frosty techniques, my lord. There's no shortage of practice down in the mines. I already talked to him, right? Get up! The future is what we make it, Lord Serena. May the partnership with your house prove long fruitful. As I see, the mines are merely the beginning. We have much work to do, blah blah. How do I... Oh. I understand a few fights broke out between the miners in Asteron and Glenbrook at first, but such is bound to happen when two nations come together. Thankfully, something. Hey, we attained a freaking material. The mine itself is larger than I imagined. I believe my hawk could fly cleanly through the tunnels. Yeah, I'd be needing your help later on. Only miners past this point, sir. We're clearing the rubble, blah blah. I wonder who's the spy. Which one's the spy? Vanguard Scarf. Can I go down? No. Don't I know how to run? There you go. Despite the explosives collapsing one of the tunnels, mining appears to be on schedule. Running a mine, let alone one owned by 3 nations, is no easy task. The lack of unrest is credit to Lord Dragon's leadership. To that end, indulge me with hypothetical. Suppose you led this operation and an incident occurred. How would you respond? Seeing as a joint occurred, I would resolve the matter peacefully with blah blah. I would hear the problems firsthand from the miners themselves. Issuing orders blindly from above leads to chaos. I would order investigation to cause and find a party or parties responsible. There must be no cause of bad blood between our nations. I find answer. Sniff out the cause and you stand to prevent from happening again. All 3 nations have a vested interest in the mine's success and must therefore be equally held to account for their actions. Indeed, we have much to gain from this venture, but it is a fragile thing it requires a constant vigilance. Alright, let's end this right now. Everything appears in order as I expected. Perhaps my bedding is ready by now. And with that, we'll end the episode right here. Like, comment, subscribe. Shark is like Steven. I'm signing out.